Okay guys, so today I want to talk a little bit about translators and interpreters and using interpreters, some do's and don'ts about that. You know, it's funny, I'll go out there and I'll read all kinds of different things about interpreters and how important it is to find the honest interpreter and the right interpreter. Of course, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You don't want anybody working with you that you can't trust. But there's a lot more to it than just that. If you're going to be working with a translator, using this person to help your communication with a woman that may end up being your wife, then there are some rules you want to go by, okay? And look, this is just from years and years of experience. I've been doing this now for about 18 years, and I've seen just about everything you can possibly see. And we're constantly trying to improve our service to make it much better for you. And so these are some of the things that you can benefit from our experience. One of the first rules of using an interpreter is to not use someone that you really, really like personally and can see a possible relationship with that person. You know, all too often I'll see a guy who kind of is attracted to a woman who's an interpreter, and he'll pick that woman to be his interpreter on the dates. And that's just not a good thing on a lot of different levels. So guys, if you're interested in an interpreter, date her, but do not use her as the interpreter. I know that sounds, simple, but hey, it happens every time I'm out there on a tour. I see it happening. All right. Is it okay to ask the interpreter, her feelings of how the date went? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You can say, well, what did you think of Solanda? What did you think how that date went? What did you think when she said X or when she said Y? You can ask the interpreter her opinion, but remember, it's only her opinion. You are not going to live with or marry the interpreter, unless you really like her, okay, and things change. You are going to be with this woman. So just because this interpreter has her opinion does not mean that whatever she's saying is gospel or even correct. You have to be able to filter the different opinions and the different advice that you're going to be getting from different individuals. And everyone has a different frame of reference. Everyone's coming at this from a different point of view. And so when you get feedback from people, whether it's other guys on the tour, whether it's the interpreter, whether it's the tour leader, whoever it is, you have to be able to filter that and then put it all together and take bits and pieces of all that advice, and then you need to make your best decision on what's going on with that date and how to evaluate that date and what just happened, okay? So guys, I've always said this is not an easy process. This is not like just going over there, landing, walking into a social or walking out on a date and just everything's gonna fall in your lap. You need to be able to work and make things happen yourself. We give you a lot of support. We give you a lot of opportunity. We'll give you a lot of advice. But you still need to do your homework, and you still need to work, and you need to take the advice, and then you need to implement it. Like when we're talking about these interpreters, when you're out there on the date, you need to be able to handle that interpreter because there's an absolute right way to do it, and there's a wrong way to do it. And a lot of times, and I don't blame the guys for doing it wrong. It's not like they do this every day. I mean, how often and how many people will ever go out on a date with an interpreter, right? With someone with a foreign language. It doesn't happen very often, okay? So it's not like you guys have a lot of experience in doing this, and I get that, but we do. We've been doing this for 18 years, okay? And we've seen hundreds and hundreds. I've been to well over 300 socials. I've seen so much going on, and in my experience and in my best judgment, these are the things that we just talked about that you should be thinking about when you go out on a date with an interpreter, all right? If you have questions about this, ask the tour leader, ask the staff, and tell them, look, I'm concerned about this or I'm concerned about that with this date and with this interpreter, and they'll help you. But I'll tell you, the pre-planning is priceless. The more you can think about where you want to go on the date, the more you can think about what interpreter you're going to use. Take 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever it is, to talk to the interpreter, tell her how you want that interpreting to go, what you expect out of her. what you expect her to eat, what you expect her to, how long she's supposed to be there, how the interpreting is going to go, what you want her to interpret. If you have that conversation with her prior to the date, the chances for success on that date skyrocket.
Join men from all over the world as they take a trip and find their future brides. Interested? Learn more at... If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.